You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips Podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Today I want to talk about mentors, but maybe not in the traditional sense. Normally, when we think about mentors, we think about people that we know, who we go to for advice and guidance. But I think about mentors a bit more broadly than that and include some of the content you consume. I mean, if you read a book by somebody, isn't that kind of like spending several hours with them? So I think it's fair to think of those people as virtual mentors. And like anything, you can be intentional about whose ideas you surround yourself with in this way, just like you can physically. In fact, it's probably a lot easier to control who you're spending time with in that sense than you can control who you're spending time with in person. So today, I want to suggest that you give that some thought. Of the people you've read or the podcasts you listen to, whose ideas and ways of thinking resonate with you the most? And rather than randomly going from book to book or podcast to podcast, think about taking a deep dive into one of those people's content and treat them like a real virtual mentor. Go get a copy of one of their older books or search for them on YouTube and find some of their stuff. Or one of my favorites, find a bunch of podcast interviews that they've done. Taking this type of an approach, you'll likely start to hear the things that they emphasize over and over again, but you'll also get to hear the nuance and how they might articulate the same idea in different ways or from different perspectives. You're also not just limited to the living. Your virtual mentors could also include people like Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, like Zig Ziglar, heck, Abraham Lincoln, although you probably won't find too many podcast interviews with those guys. So give that some thought. Who do you want to be your virtual mentor this next month? And go deep dive into their content. I'd love to hear who you identify. Join the conversation at dailysales.tips/98. Then come back tomorrow for another sales tip. Thanks for listening.